Sister Marla Clerk's the pastoral leader at St. Elizabeth Ann Seton. As Christians, or as people who pray and worship, we use the word amen a lot. In fact, I was kind of keeping track during Mass last weekend. I was paying attention though, and I discovered that we say it no fewer than 8 times. And also in some celebrations or in some seasons, we may say it as many as 15 times. So we know that it is a word that has importance to us. Now, when I was a child, I was taught that it meant yes, or I believe this, or I agree. And yet, as I was reading about the Aramaic Christ and the prayers and the statements that he made, I learned that a translation of the word amen in Aramaic is so much more powerful than a simple I believe or yes, I agree. And that definition is indeed power to these words. May they be the ground from which all my thoughts and actions flow. Amen. May those words I just heard, I just said, be the ground from which all my thoughts and actions flow. Now, a disadvantage we have is that we usually say amen at the end of something, at the end of a prayer, or at the end of a message, or at the end of signing ourselves with the sign of the cross. And so it assumes that we listened to what was just said, that we listened to what we just prayed, enough so that we can say, yes, I'm basing my life in those words. An advantage we have in this weekend's gospel is Jesus starts part of his message with the word amen. In fact, not once, but twice. He says, amen, amen, I say to you, unless a grain of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains just a single grain of wheat. But if it dies, it produces much fruit. Whoever serves me must follow me, and where I am, there also my servant will be. Now, in this message, we know that Jesus was talking about his upcoming death, his upcoming giving his life for us, and how that needed to happen so that he could rise and bring salvation. But it's also a good reminder to us to look at our own lives and to say, where are those areas that I need to die to myself in order to bring about that fullness of life, in order to bring about that life that is an imitation of Jesus. Perhaps I need to die to self-centeredness. Maybe I need to die to individualism or nationalism or racism. I may need to die to the inability for me to forgive someone, or to truly look at others as my brothers and sisters, to truly look at others with eyes that shine forth with that love of God. To be able to say, amen, amen. I will follow Jesus Christ more fully. I will die to myself so that he may fully live in me. So friends, I just invite you to kind of think about that word amen, to be aware of when you are saying it, whether at worship or in your own prayer, if you're saying it just as a response to something powerful that someone has said. And to look at that word beyond, yes, I agree, or yes, I think that's true. And to see that word amen in the Aramaic translation, power to these words. May they be the ground through which all my thoughts and actions flow. Amen.